series. After Origin last night, that's the series done.
Yeah, the series is done. We've got a dead rubber game 3 in Sydney, and there's all sorts of thoughts now. We just spoke to Josh Masood about whether or not, Robbie Farah will get his farewell, whether Paul Gallen gets his farewell. I want to talk to you boys. Let's say you're completely in charge of New South Wales now. You're the sole selector, MG and Matty Johns. What are you going to do? MG, first up. What are you going to do with New South Wales?
I'm going with a really fresh-looking team. Obviously, we've lost 10 out of the last 11 series.
Yep.
Something has to be done, and done for the third game. If you want bums on seats for the third game and you give New South Wales fans the same team that you've given them the first 2 games, you'll get 30,000 people there.
Yeah.
If you want to get close to capacity, you go with a Tedesco, Mansour, BJ Lalua, Dugan, Travojevic on the wing. I'd have Jack Bird 5'8" with Maloney half, Woods, Peets, Fafita, Frizzell, Cartwright, Jackson, Moylan, it'd be my 14, Wade Graham, Ryan James from the Titans, been playing unbelievably
Close
well.
to the top of Dally M.
And then either Clemmer or Merrin as my other bench player. So it's just...
You have a complete
complete shuffle, complete reshuffle.
Yeah. And why would you do that? Because we've
lost 10 series.
And that team can be the team for the next 2 or 3 years?
That team can be the next team for 5 years if they go anywhere near the Queenslanders. Even though we only lost by 10 points last night, the best player on the field was a bloke who hasn't been tarnished by the recent spate of losses, and that is Tyson Frizzell. Jack Bird, come on. Again, he looked fresh. He looked like he was going to do something every time he got the ball. But everyone else is just kind of, we're treading water. We're treading water at the moment. We need to get out of that mindset of that close enough isn't good enough anymore.
You don't give Gallen his last match in front of the Sydney crowd. You don't give Farah another match.
You pick the best team for the game, and whether that involves Gal or not, as Matty said earlier, Gal will be picked for game 3, and he'll get his send off because he deserves that. He deserves a send off. But for going forward, we've got to really think about picking a completely different team and I think Laurie will remain coach, but he's got to think about things as well. His staff, who he's got on his staff, who's you look at Queensland and Alfie Lang is running the water.
Yeah, I know.
He's got an immortal running the water for him.
Yeah.
Well, we've just got to change it up a bit. That's all. We've got to mix it up, and even though it was only 10 points last night, Michael Jennings could have scored 2 tries, fingertips, but they didn't. They didn't. We're sitting here again after 11 years. We've won one of them series out of 11, and that's not good enough.
Matty?
MG couldn't have said it better. You've got to view Game 3 as a preparation for Game 1 2017.
Yep.
That's it. People will have an appetite for that. If you usher in the next generation, people will get behind those guys and go, come on, boys. Here's some hope. But I just don't think people will have an appetite to say, okay, say goodbye to this player and this player. Look, Gal will be picked. There's no doubt about it. But I think there's guys that absolutely must come into the squad. Bryce Cartwright, must. James Tedesco comes into the squad. It's a must. But you've got to retain Moylan.
Yep.
That's really
So what do you do? MG had him on the bench. Would you have him on the bench or at 6?
Moylan?
Yeah.
That's a good question, isn't it? I tell you, it's funny because I think when Series 2018 comes around, when that time comes, I've got no doubt Moylan will be 5'8".
Yep.
He's just following the same trail as Lockyer. And word is out of Penrith way, that's how they see him eventually in the half. So it's going to happen. Wade Graham is a must. So Cartwright, Tedesco and Graham, they're must. But I would give serious consideration at BJ Lalua, Nathan Peets and Tom Travojevic.
Yep.
Because, again, let's put them in. You know what I mean? And as MG said, Tyson Frizzell last night, geez, he was just so much good stuff. Mate, his first touch of the football, inside ball, bulldozes over the top of Cameron Smith, draws a penalty. We knocked 2 points over. His chase on Dane Gagai was one of their great moments last night. Nearly picked him up. Then he scored that try. Then he almost scored the match-winning try. He was our best player by so far. And then Bird come on. His fearlessness and his energy and his youthfulness. We need more of that in the team. And I think, that's what our state wants to see. They want to see the future. I just don't want to. I just don't want to say. Let's stick with these guys. And let's
same names again.
Well, it's so easy to be loyal when you're winning, but we haven't been winning.
And that's it. We so often we copy the model of Queensland and go, but Queensland always stick thick. Yeah, but it's easy for them to stick thick because they've got to run a side that has proven themselves to be close to unbeatable. 10 of the last 11 series. So why wouldn't you stick with Nate Miles? Because those guys are proven performers and they get the job done.
Well, that's the boys' thoughts. We now invite you to have your say on, you can have your say about what you think should happen for Game 3. Anything you want to say about the game last night, you can talk about that. Anything at all, 133353. We'll open up the phone lines right now. Give us a call. We'll come back and take some of your calls and also take a listen to the vent line from last night.
I love the vent line.
Well, people have a few,
Beers?
a few beers on board when they ring the vent line,
They
so
do.
it's generally
They
a bit more
phone up
entertaining.
during the match, and we've had it open now for the last few years, and it's absolutely brilliant. So we'll play a montage of the best of that from last night as well.
And also some callers who have had time to calm down. We'll take some of them as well, the boring ones. 133353 to give us a buzz. 7 to 8 on the Grill Team.